I'm back. So, here's my final build for this league. This is the probably the most stupid thing I've ever done. Um, this is it's so peak. Okay, so let me. I swear this is optimal. I promise you. Hear me out. Hear me out. Our setup looked incredibly cooked, but this is for a good reason. If you guys didn't know, there's a unique in this game called Doriani's Prototype. Enemies in your presence have lightning resistance equal to yours. Lightning resistance does not affect lightning damage taken. So everyone in your presence has negative 200% lightning res. And we have this scepter, which means enemies in your presence resist elemental damage based on their lowest resistance. So, when you have negative 200% lightning res, that's all enemies in your presence have negative 200 to all elemental res. And let's see our presence radius. What? You can't see the circle! Can't see the circle. There is no circle. What circle? It goes all the way over here. If we tested this, it goes like over here. It's like, it's the whole map. Like this is like running a modifier on your fucking waystone that's like all enemies have negative 200% resistance. It's crazy. It's insane. How we achieve this? Negative 40% venters. We have 3 of them, right? And this also lets us cap out our res, sort of. We still don't have enough chaos res. I'm probably gonna, yeah, definitely slotting into this glove once I get this build fully kitted out. We're running Alpha's Howl because it's the fat presence. We got really fast movement speed boots with a little bit of armor. Got gloves with a lot of armor. Sacred Flame Shrine Scepter with a Corrupt that gives allies in your presence 7% increased cast speed. And then we have allies in your presence at 14% increased crit damage as a rune. And then allies in your presence gain 36% of damage as extra fire damage. So, just by standing next to them, you're going to give them around 3x more damage minimum, like final damage after everything they have. And then, against some bosses, there's also a straight up 11 times damage increase. Because when they have 75% res, you're only doing 25% of your normal damage. And now you're doing triple your normal damage. So it's about an 11 times damage increase. We have Astramentus with Prism Guard so that we get a little bit of elemental damage because we need our armor to resist lightning damage. And right now we have about 83%, but since this is an estimation, I would say it's closer to like 40 or 50%. Still should be enough though. After factoring our block chance, we got a tiny bit of evasion. We got lots of life, and then we have an Olrath Resolve, which gives us quite a bit of life. I corrupted this one and it lowered the quality, which kind of makes it a lot worse, but let's ignore that. So, we got an Adorn right here, and we're gonna slot that in later once I got full rare jewels. But basically, every jewel has 20% armor, 20% presence area, and then life regen. Every single one. And then this one has Corrupted Blood cannot be inflicted on you. This is our first Adorn piece. So we have lots of armor, some maximum fire res, lots of presence area, life regen armor, life regen presence, legend regen presence area armor. So that's pretty much every single jewel is going to be those 3 stats. We also have life flask applied to you grant guard for 4 seconds equal to 8% of the life recovery per second they apply. So we're getting even more from this. Hold on. As you can see, we get about 2.7k extra EHP just sitting in there. We also have Mind Over Matter. It's over here. We also have Mind Over Matter, which means our mana also functions as EHP. So in total, we have around, I think it was 28k on POB, like 30k EHP on POB. But that's excluding Olrath. So even without the Olrath, you're sitting at a comfortable 30k HP. with this extra guard, I would estimate about 50k HP, which is more than enough to tank pretty much all content in this game. My friend and I were doing juiced abysses with increased difficulty per pit and increased difficulty the further you get away from the delirium mirror you get. And I was tanking comfortably. The only time I died was because I forgot to have guard up. We also have insane amounts of charge regeneration. As you can see, it's already gone up to 40. Right, let's see. 22, 23. Hold on. It's not regenerating as fast as I thought. Wait, what the f- Okay. It's actually quite slow. I thought it would be faster, but once you're killing enemies, you're going to be getting a lot of charges. You can keep this up pretty much indefinitely. To achieve this, we have Alchemist Boon with +1 level for corruption, and it's level 21. With mana regen, increased life recovery from Flask. We got Time of Need for remove of curses because we don't want to be slowed down by temp chains. Less skill effect duration, regenerate max life per second. Lingering illusion. This is what keeps our Flask. This is what helps us keep our Flask constantly up. So basically, because this has a 10 mana cost, we can life tap it. So then the moment we roll, our life goes down a tiny bit. And that duration, we can mash our Flask key, which I put on shift to make it more comfortable for me, because my shift is my mouse button on the side. So, like, you roll and then you press. Like, sometimes it's a little finicky. Like, you just kind of mash it a little. I think I'm out of charges, that's why. But, it's pretty easy to get used to it. It's not that hard. The reason why I chose this is because, one, dodge rolling is already, like, safer, and then, you know, like, we also have the lingering illusion, so that means we have, the enemies will target that instead of you, which also is additional survivability. It's more like invisible survivability than anything else. We also have Profanity 2 on it, so that eats up all the corpses. The reason for this is, unless you have someone who in your party who really needs the corpses are kind of a detrimental mechanic in this game, because one, the performance of your game slows down quite a bit, like especially in like really high density maps, like your performance won't degrade. And second of all, when you don't want the elite that has detonate nearby corpses to be like exploding everything, because they do a lot of damage, especially after a lot of difficulty. So just rolling like twice, you destroy all the corpses, and then there's no more corpses for it to detonate, which is great. And it's just additional survivability, and it's invisible survivability. We have less shock duration, because we do not have a shock charm, and then even more life regen. We have Blasphemy with temp chains, very normal stuff. Area of effect, increased magnitude, area effect, support. I'm not sure if this even works, but placebo, trust, it works. Just trust me. Reduced elemental ailment threshold. This is really good for anyone who's running cast on ailment, but even if they don't, this makes bosses stupid easy to freeze. So you just stand, you don't even have to stand near them. You could just sit on the other side of the arena, because keep in mind, our presence is massive. Oh shit. Our presence is massive, so we can literally just like hang out near the boss, and they will be fine. We have just random support gems, because we need to fill these two. We need to fill Gem Enthusiast, which is, you need 10 of each color of support gems, and then you get some nice buffs out of it. And then we also need a majority of our support gems to be blue, because then we're immune to chill. Then we're not slowed down by chilled ground. Again, because you want to be able to keep up with your friend, who's like probably going to be ripping through the map. So you want to be able to get there as fast as possible. And that means, you know, you don't want temp chains, you don't want curses on you, you don't want to be slowed. We even have Fall of the Axe to just even more, like, you're never going to be slowed, okay? You're never getting slowed. We have immunity to frozen, and then immunity to ignite, because ignited ground does stupid damage. We're taking Astramentus here, because we took this note, Circular Teachings, which gives you 1% armor per 2 dexterity, which lets you just get a lot more armor. Let's see how much it is without this. Did I not take it out? Okay. It is 12k, 21k, so it almost doubled our armor just by having this node. we have the only nodes we're taking really are life flask gain charges per second. We have this one there, and then there's another one on the bottom. I'm gonna get this one once I level up a little more. My goal is to hit like 97, 98 with this character. Yeah, so we need to get more life flask recovery, obviously. We need to get... That's about it for this build. Here's Prism Guard, this is our anoint. But yeah, pretty much we're just pathing to all the jewels, getting percent armor, getting some presence area. Aura skills have increased magnitude. I don't know if 6% actually hits any of the breakpoints I need, I'm just taking it just in case it does, because it's a nice buff. I'm assuming it also works on stuff like Blasphemy. Yeah, it has Aura, so this works on pretty much everything we have. This should work on Alchemist Boon, this should work on Blasphemy, this should work on Presence. Everything should be affected by this, which means we're getting a lot of value out of this now. I'm also considering switching some of my jewels from this to increase Aura magnitude. I'm pretty sure that rolls on jewels. We also have Warlord Leader for just even more ally damage, so we're just buffing them even more. Another goal is to get Polymathy. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. It's definitely more of a luxury pick. Once I get more magnitude on my jewels, I could remove this and instead slot in Polymathy for 7% increased attributes, which is going to be, you know, a decent percent. It's going to be a decent chunk of extra armor, a decent chunk of extra life, decent chunk of extra intelligence, so that will be great. But yeah, that's about the build. It's kind of hard to showcase because my friend isn't online right now, but yeah, I think this is really funny. Again, like, this is probably the most functional build I've posted. It's a little clunky because it is a one-button aura bot, and I don't like clicking buttons if I'm just gonna sit next to someone and buff their damage. But you know, sometimes that one button, you know, that's 3k extra effective health. But, like, I can't pass that up. Another thing I was considering was going pure ES instead, but the issue is our body armor, which usually is the biggest contributor of ES, has armor and evasion on it. So instead we're just taking, we're just putting a Manon's Gaze in it, which is plus 2 armor per 1 spirit, and we have 400 spirit, and then we're just stacking armor, because that seemed a lot easier than getting really high ES, considering we have no helmet, we have no body armor, and we have no rings, and we have no amulet. So then I did the calcs. Stacking pure ES is going to be at most like a 2% increase in survivability, and at worst a 20% loss in survivability. And especially if you take CI, you just lose all your survivability, but you have immunity to chaos, so I guess that's infinite survivability if they only do chaos damage, I guess. But yeah, this is pretty dumb. Also, wait, okay, hold on. I need to remove Blood Boil. I forgot to do that. Because this build is specific for Abyss farming, and a lot of the time Blood Boil will just straight up kill the Amanamu Cloud unique rare monsters, so then I want to switch out of it, because then we can take more time and bait them out of the cloud and stuff. This is also why I have a spear, because I was testing this. This spear knocks back enemies on hit, and then I was trying to run Spear Field with it with more knockback, so that we can knock back the rares out of their clouds. And unfortunately, this just didn't work how I wanted it to. The knockback just wasn't enough. I'm not fully sure how knockback works in this game. Maybe it scales off of damage, because I was just not doing anything to them. Like, it was just like barely pushing them at all. But yeah, that's pretty much the build. It's pretty funny, all things considered. Also, make sure if you're running this build that your friend does not have Rakiata, because you do not want enemies with 200% lightning res. Well, it wouldn't actually do anything, because Secret Flame would just make it based on their lowest, but this would just be useless if they have Rakiatas. But it is also better than Rakiatas by a fair bit. This is about 2x better for very specific bosses with capped res, and about 3 times better against normal enemies with no res. So in the end, it's still straight up better. At worst, it's 3 times more damage than Rakiatas. And they can also run a support gem that isn't Rakiatas. They can also get Gain as Fire, they also get, you know, Warlord Leader, which is 40% increased damage. You get cast speed to get whatever rune you want, and there's a lot of Scepter runes you can choose from. If we go to Scepter, you can see we can get added attack, 30% increased damage, added attack that's lightning, critical hit damage, 8% increased attack speed, generate life. You can get a lot of stuff here. So they're not locked to like whatever here. You can also get whatever corrupt you want, so it doesn't have to be cast speed. Pick depending on what your friend is using. But yeah, this is pretty much my last build for the league. I am trying out PoE 1 at the moment. It's been a very long time since I last played, probably about 8 years, and yeah, I'm probably going to make a video on it. Expect to see it soon. Well, not soon, because I'm barely at Act 3 right now. I want to make a video about my full campaign journey, but yeah, expect to see a video of that soon. Maybe in a month, maybe more, I don't know. I don't have an uploading schedule because I am kind of busy with other stuff at the moment. Yeah. Also, one more trick. Try to look for these with in trade with Whispers, including Whispers, because I found this ring which would have been 600 divines if I bought one from instant buyout. I whispered someone for it for about 1 div, which is insane. So I just saved like 590 divs. 599 divs, but also I gave the guy 10 divs because I felt bad. It wouldn't make up for it, but they don't know that, so, you know, it can't hurt them. This ring was a little more expensive, because even though it's worse, it is, it was from instant buyout because I couldn't find anything else that was, like, even remotely as good as this ring for my build. But yeah, that's about it. We have a 30% ingenuity because you don't need anything higher because of breakpoints. Since Path of Exile 2 rounds down, if you have like 32%, none of these numbers actually go up any further because the extra 2% isn't enough to bring it to the next whole number. So then it'll round back down. Just get a 30-30, that's all you need. In fact, for most rings you only need a 30-30. Anything past that is either an extreme luxury for like 1 extra damage or like just straight up useless. So just get 30-30, that's fine. And then yeah, that's about it for this build. I think it is a lot of fun though, because you can just sit there and face tank everything because you have so much health, you have so much block, and so much armor. It's great. If you're running the CI version instead, I would run Melting Maelstrom as your Flask because since you're immune to chaos damage, you no longer need to worry about the downsides of Melting Maelstrom, which deals chaos damage to you when it when the effect ends. So now you have like just a straight up better mana Flask. And then I would just run a Wastegate and put a hold on. Let me find one real quick. So if you guys didn't know, this is a pretty popular tech now, but I'm just going to demonstrate it real quick, just in case someone doesn't know here. Why is this here? Lavianga? That? Let me see if I had one. We might have to go on trade real quick. Yeah, let's go on trade real quick. My PC's a little bit busy, but PoE2 trade. Lavianga. But basically, this item's in demand. Okay, let's grab this one instead. Where is it? Okay. So basically, you can use a Wastegate, which lets you have mana where Life Flask can be equipped in either slot. So you can slot this in, get this in, and then switch back. And then, as you can see, we still get our permanent mana recovery. And since you have CI, you don't care about your life. So this is just straight up a little bit of extra mana regen for you. And I don't think it's affected by Eldritch Batteries. No, wait, no, not Eldritch Battery. I don't think it's affected by Mind Over Matter's 50% less mana recovery, right? No, we can test it. So right now we have 15.1. If we remove this, 30, okay, no. It is still effective, but it's still better than not having it. I promise. But yeah, that's the end of my last PoE2 showcase for this league. This league has been a lot of fun. I was able to do a lot of crazy stuff. We still have an Adorn here that I'm gonna try to sell, and then maybe. Oh, I might give this away actually. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. I might just give away everything I own, because why not at that point? Like, if I'm not playing, someone else might as well have it. But yeah, that's about the end of the build. I saw it for like 19. Let's see if someone buys it.
Someone is bound to buy that.
Let me think. Is there anything else I missed? I don't think so. That's about it. Unfortunately, I can't showcase this build, which, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell when it's actually working. Enemies just kind of die either way, and usually juice enemies have like a lot of health either way, so it still takes a while to kill them. But I think this build is pretty good. I think there's definitely some tech here. It's still worse than having 3 of the rings that are like allies have increased. Hold on, let me find it. I think I have one. Which ring was that? I might not have it actually. Huh. Okay, but basically there's a ring that gives all allies gain as extra chaos, and that's what most Orobot Ritualists run. They run 3 of those rings instead, because then you get a lot of gain as chaos. Either way, I think either build is fine. I think this build is still better for elemental builds, but the gain as chaos one is much better for chaos specific builds, because then they can have wither magnitude, they can have like you want all the gain as chaos, you can have like crisp magnitude with despair. Like, you can do all sorts of things with that build too. But this has been really fun. It is so funny to see negative 200% lightning res. But yeah, honestly, I just wanted to see this build, but that's about it for my last showcase. I am sorry, I can't talk because like I am genuinely shocked that people are watching me make these crazy builds, because I'm used to just doing them myself and then laughing internally, and then that's about it. Maybe make a Reddit post, but I am really glad that people actually watch these videos, and maybe they're enjoying it. Maybe someone's forcing them to watch it. I don't know. Like, but yeah, it's been a joy making these videos, and I think I'll keep making them for as long as I keep playing these games. Path of Exile 1 has been a blast too, and I think I actually like it more than Path of Exile 2, so maybe I'll make more Path of Exile 1 videos in the future, who knows. Anyways, have a good day. I will go to sleep now. No, I can't go to sleep now. I have a class soon. Shit. I'll be off. I'll see you guys later.